Welcome to episode 14 of rating your Nitro type profiles. Today I will be rating 5 Nitro type profiles using a rubric that I'll post on screen. I'm going to rate 5 accounts today, with the winner receiving $1.25 million of Nitro type cash. I will also use a random number generator to randomly select 2 of the accounts from today to win $500,000 of Nitro type cash. If you have not entered already, I highly recommend you do, because as I just mentioned, even if you don't win, you still get a chance for some Nitro type cash. I will link the instructions for entering the profile rating contest in the description of this video. One thing to note before we get started, I do have another Nitro type cash giveaway going on. It runs till March 31st of 2024, so check the description to enter that as well. Another thing to note is that I don't skip any responses on the profile rating form, so if you enter, assuming you entered correctly, you will be rated on the channel at some point. Alright, let's get to the first response. The first response for today is from somebody called KeyKid5K. They think the best thing about their Nitro type profile is their garage. They think the worst thing about their Nitro type profile is their races. And if they could change one thing about their profile right now, they'd want to change some of their worst cars. Alright, let's move on to rate your profile. I am here at KeyKid5K's Nitro type profile. Let's get started. They have a words per minute average of 51, with a high of 85, very nice, so that will give them 1 point. They have a race count of 5,721, that will give them half a point. They joined March 10th, 2022, that will give them half a point. Their car and their truck go nicely together, nothing that particularly ties them in, but I think they look good, so we'll get a point there. They have 113 cars, which will give them 1 point, and as we can see, there is a parent organization to it. They are grouping light cars together, they're doing some paint stuff in here. I think it looks nice, so you'll get 2 points for organization, for a total of 6 points. Very nice, let's move on to the next response for today. The next response for today is from Run Forest Run. They think the best thing about their Nitro type profile is that they have a lot of races and that they're on a top 75 team. They think the worst thing about their Nitro type profile is their words per minute, and if they could change one thing about their Nitro type profile right now, they'd want to change their words per minute to be way higher. Let's move on to rate their profile. I am here at Run Forest Run's Nitro type profile. Let's get started. They have a words per minute average of 48 with a high of 85. Very nice. That will give them half a point. They have a race count of 1,312. That will give them half a point. They joined September 2nd, 2022. That will give them half a point. Their car and their trail do go well together. The white from the papers of the trail match the paint job of the car. It's a very nice job, 1 point there. They have 38 cars, which will give them half a point. And if we look at their organization, for having 38 cars, they have it organized nicely. I think they could be a little bit more creative with the arrangement, but I do like the paint job and I think it looks nice, so 2 points for organization for a total of 5 points. I'd only really recommend to race a bit more. The race count seems to be a little low and the season level has not moved from 1, and maybe to look for slightly more creative ways to organize your garage. But other than that, very nice profile. Let's move on to the next response. The next response for today is from Nate is Better. They think the best thing about their Nitro type profile is the way they decided to organize their cars. They think the worst thing about their Nitro type profile is that their profile views aren't very high, and if they could change one thing about their profile right now, they'd like to have all the cars that they don't currently have. Let's move on to rate your profile. I am here at Nate is Better's Nitro type profile. Let's get started. They have a words per minute average of 88 with a high of 129. Very nice. That will give them 1 point. They have a race count of 16,945. That will give them 1 point. They joined June 12th, 2020. That will give them half a point. Their car and their trail go very nicely together. The blue from the car matches the blue of the trail quite nicely. That will give them 1 point. They have 296 cars, which is a lot of cars. That will give them 1.5 points. And as we can see, Nate is Better was not lying when they said they organized their garage very nicely. We can see here, it looks very nice. Everything is nice and organized. Paint jobs look good. Arrangement looks good. Just a very nice looking garage overall. That will give them 2 points for a total of 7 points. Very nice. Not much I would really suggest for this profile. Let's move on to the next response. The next response for today is from Great Nate 555. They think the best thing about their Nitro type profile is that they have the Shadow X Max tree. They got it in 2018. They think the worst thing about their Nitro type profile is that they don't have a lot of cars and their words per minute. And if they could change one thing about their Nitro type profile right now, they wish their Shadow X Max tree was still exclusive and they'd like to have more organization in their garage. Fair enough, let's move on to rate your profile. I am here at Great Nate 555's Nitro type profile. Let's get started. They have a words per minute average of 12 with a high of 100. Very interesting. That will give them half a point. They have a race count of 1,338. That will give them half a point. They joined November 5th, 2018. That will give them 1 point. Their car and their truck go nicely together. I don't know exactly what it is about these two that go so well together, but I do think it looks good, so we'll give you 1 point there. They have 46 cars, which will give them half a point, and as we can see, there is a lot of organization going on for a smaller amount of cars. Trucks together, they've got some of the fastback style cars together, they've got their paint pretty consistent, so yeah, 2 points for organization, for a total of 5.5 points. Not much I would really suggest with this profile, the same as the other one, just a little bit more racing would be good. And let's move on to the final response for today. The last response for today is from Jelly Whoppers. They think the best thing about their Nitro type profile is the amount of cars they have. They think the worst thing about their Nitro type profile is their average words per minute. And if they could change one thing about their profile right now, they'd want to change their total races. Let's get on to rate your profile. I am here at Jelly Whoppers Nitro type profile. Let's get started with their words per minute, which is 61 with a high of 90. Very nice, that will give them 1 point. They have a race count of 9,512, that will give them half a point. They joined November 6, 2018, that will give them 1 point. Their car and their truck go very nicely together. In fact, this trail almost completely matches with this, which is very good looking, that will give them 1 point. They have 180 cars, which will give them 1.5 points. And we can see it's pretty well organized. The paint job is fairly consistent, and as you can see, the cars are packed in here. There is not any room for them to be moved around. So overall, I think they did a good job with what they had. So yeah, 2 points for organization for a total of 7 points. So both Nate is Better and Jelly Whoppers scored 7 points, so they have tied for first. I will send each of them 1.25 million, and I'll be right back with that. And Nate is Better has gotten their cash, and Jelly Whoppers has gotten their cash. Alright, so now it's time to choose the random cash winners for today. Each winner will win 500,000. The person can win twice, and the people who've already won can also win. I have them in the order they entered: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Random number generator, let's get going. So 1 and 5. So Key Kid 5K and Jelly Whoppers have both won $500,000. I will be right back with their cash. Alright, Key Kid 5K has gotten their cash, and Jelly Whoppers has gotten their $500,000 of cash. That is it for today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed. If you did, it would be fantastic if you would consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. As of the time of uploading this, I am getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that will be huge when I get there. Appreciate all the support I've gotten so far, so if you haven't subscribed yet and you do enjoy this channel's content, it would mean a lot to me to subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one.